Coming up on A SkinDepth Convo.
So typically with higher Fitzpatricks, because the skin is usually thicker, oilier, so everyone thinks I'm going to scrub my skin off, I'm going to scrub my acne off. And we know that does the reverse. And for them, they think tightness is good. I'm getting somewhere. And it's like, no, nothing's penetrating. And again, if we can't get anything to penetrate, we can't change the skin cell, and we want to change it.
This is a show focused on educating and inspiring all those in the skincare and beauty industry. But it is also a show for those looking to improve themselves from the inside out. In each episode, we explore the latest trends, breakthrough technologies, and get expert insights within the dynamic world of skincare and beauty. If you're looking to further your beauty education and nurture your passion, you're in the right place. Renowned experts and hosts Metaxia Dalikas and Francine Kagarakis aim to educate and inspire through their own experiences and are dedicated to enlightening and empowering enthusiasts and professionals in the realm of skincare and beauty. Join the conversation and the fun with A SkinDepth Convo. Welcome to A SkinDepth Convo. I'm Anna Kagarakis. Skincare isn't one size fits all. Every skin tone, background, and heritage brings its own unique beauty and unique needs. And as professionals, understanding and celebrating those differences helps us deliver safer, more effective, and more inclusive care. Joining us today is licensed esthetician Gerline Jean Lewis, an incredible skincare expert and practitioner who specializes in treating clients with higher Fitzpatricks. She's passionate about education, empowerment, and helping both clients and professionals embrace the full spectrum of global beauty. We'll discuss what makes higher Fitzpatrick skin types special, common challenges and misconceptions, and how Lira Clinical's versatile formulations helps her achieve glowing, balanced results for every complexion. Thank you so much for joining us, Gerline. I'm so excited to have you on here today. But, first I want to ask you, how did you actually meet Francine and Metaxia?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to have this conversation. I actually met Francine and Metaxia in purely clinical training in Atlanta in 2023. I flew out to Atlanta to take part of training, and the ladies actually host training, which I was very excited to find out. And it was a very good moment in learning from the brand owners themselves. So it was very nice.
I'm excited that you came to the Atlanta Purely Clinical, and it was great. But I thought we met you somewhere else too. I remember seeing you in Florida at the trade show.
Yes. So I'm actually a resident of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So of course, when Lira was coming to Purely Clinical, was bringing the show here to Fort Lauderdale, I had to come again because you always get new nuggets at different trainings and you get to meet different people. So it's always an opportunity to go.
When I saw her smile is captivating. I mean, it's just, oh my God. And her energy, even in this podcast today, you feel the energy coming through. So her experience, her journey is going to help a lot of people because it is hard to be a solo esthetician. It is hard in this industry, and your passion and what you do and how hard you work is an example for other people to be able to kind of copy you in this industry. So we're excited to share who you are on this podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Just going to say, I remember you showing us a few of your pictures on your phone and showing us some before and afters and how excited you were and how excited we were because you were able to do so much for so many people. And we were so excited to see that enthusiasm. So we just want to tell you, thank you so much for sharing all that information with us.
Of course, everyone I feel like deserves to know about Lira and the things that can be done with Lira alone, because it's life-changing. As estheticians, people come to you because there is an insecurity, there's a lack, that's something that needs to be corrected. And that's essentially what I got into business for, is I like making people feel good. And when you get to bring somebody to a point where they don't have to rely on covering things up, but they can stand out true to themselves, like, that made me feel good because they text me the pictures, the selfies, like, look at me. And I'm like, yeah, girl, look at you.
Well, I'm excited to hear about a lot of your experiences and everything and how you use Lira. But can you first tell us a little bit about your background, who you are, and what got you into aesthetics?
Of course. So actually, I started off in makeup. I used to be your local Sephora girl who worked in color because they separated the store by brands, meaning so I would help people with color matches for foundation. but people were coming in looking for foundation because they were hiding flaws, right? But then, so they would get the foundation on, it'd be the perfect color match, but they'd say, it looks textured. It's the makeup. It's not the makeup. It's your skin. So that leads me back to my business name, SYNRG, because your skin's foundation is your foundation for your makeup. The better the skin is, the less makeup you wear, or when you do wear it, it's flawless, right? So it all ties into each other. I went to school to become, essentially, I wanted to be a licensed freelance makeup artist. But then when you get into school, you find out it's all tied. It's deeper than that. So I wanted to give somebody a longer lasting effect with their skin versus got my makeup done and it lasted the day, but then now I need to cover it up tomorrow.
That's fantastic. And then now you also specialize also in treating higher Fitzpatricks. So what do you wish more skincare professionals understood about higher Fitzpatricks?
Hydrated skin heals better. If you get your client to properly get a good hydrated regimen, because we're going to be correcting if you're coming in with issues because you're higher Fitzpatrick, but we can't correct if you're not hydrated. So we need to start at the baseline. I feel like if everybody knows we can't skip steps to the correction in order for it to be proper correction. If we start off at the baseline, meaning let's show you how to properly hydrate and heal your skin, then when we start doing treatments, it won't be an issue. And I feel like that's really what changes my treatments and how the skin reacts to everything that we do. Because then I do like to take it up a notch when I do get to work in there. Right. But because we're properly hydrated and we have things that we need, the skin adapts properly.
Keeping the skin healthy. That you're absolutely right. So when you were first introduced to peels, were you very nervous about peels because of higher Fitzpatricks?
I was nervous about peels because, yes, unfortunately, when you go to aesthetic school, you don't learn everything that you need to, and there's not enough hands-on training. So when you get out in the field and you start working with different formulations, it could be a little scary. But for me, I find with higher Fitzpatricks, I also go slower. So more progressive versus aggressive. Because then again, when I do go aggressive, we can handle it. So I find it better that way. And it just works, honestly. The products work.
Yeah, there's a misconception out there, and you're breaking that and making it correct. Misconception is darker skin doesn't need some of the stuff that lighter skin tones or lighter Fitzpatricks need. There's more of a risk. But what you said is that hydrated skin keeps the skin healthy enough to take on whatever treatment any Fitzpatrick will go through. And it really is that safety net that you put into that epidermis and, reassure the melanocytes. And there's a respect for melanin. And I think that you're teaching everyone to be more comfortable on treating Fitzpatricks 4, 5, and 6. Our passion through Lira was to treat all Fitzpatrick type because we were trained many years ago that lighter skin needed more skincare and more treatments, and the darker skin tones didn't. That's not true. We all could benefit. We all need to be able to kind of correct skin or whatever needs it needs and be very comfortable working with all the Fitzpatricks. And you are such a perfect example of, challenging any Fitzpatrick and actually showing us that you can do it properly and get the results and change someone's life. So it's really nice. Your before and afters showed me incredible results. So, and it doesn't come easy. It takes time, and the education that you've put in to learn these benefits on how to treat the skin is amazing.
Definitely education, because I'm able to take what I learn in training. I tell all my clients about Mestiha and the Hios trees and how you guys go there and have your own farm. And because, when you open certain products, they're like, oh, that smells good. And I'm like, well, this is where the smell comes from. And so that cool. Education piece, I take it to my clients because then when you know better, you do better. If I tell you, hey, this is why this is going to work and it does this, this, and this, you'll be more inclined to do what I say because then it'll work. And you're here for results. We're not here to lollygag. You're paying your money, your way. You're coming in and investing time. And so I want you to reap the benefits of that too. Because honestly, once you come in here, I want the results just as bad as you do. So I'm on you.
Yeah. You said something so important. Hydration first. Even when you're going in for the correction, you have to keep the skin healthy enough to tolerate the correction. And we still, to this day, Metaxia and I go all over the world to do this training. We still have people who want to shed. They want to make sure that they put the strongest peel on and then they can go ahead and peel the skin off. And they have this philosophy that they feel that's the best way. And we keep trying to tell people, no, skin health is number one, and then we're going to get better correction. So when you were sharing those pictures, it's very, very important, as to share it on social media, because the message of making sure the skin is healthy enough for the correction give us the best results.
Correct.
And that message is the most important message that we have to get out in the world right now. Managing melanin so we can correct, but making sure hydration is there, the barrier is intact, and we get the best results, just like the ones you shared with us.
And it's real people, real results. And you're not an influencer, you're a real professional that has really taken the skin and challenged it to get the correction. And it's not fake. We are successful because of estheticians like you. You take what we work really hard to develop and take it to the market and actually do the things that makes, the difference. And so it's important to know that keeping yourself educated, you went to a Florida show, you're constantly learning, your mind is open to learn from any angle, which is really cool, and then put it together for your own style. So I have to tell you, these before and afters are amazing. And the challenge is that we're not a line for acne only. We're not a line for anti-aging only. We're not a line for lighter skin tones. We are a line that takes the skin through a journey of life. And the journey of life is you're going to have situations that come up that your skin might need some help or assistance. So the journey of life and the skin of, that we have the rest of our lives is so important. And I want you to tell me, what was one of your challenges? Because I know that we have challenges that come up. What was one of the challenges and how you overcame it?
So typically with higher Fitzpatricks, because the skin is usually thicker, oilier, so everyone thinks I'm going to scrub my skin off, I'm going to scrub my acne off. And we know that does the reverse. So I always have to heal barriers before I even, because they're tight. And for them, they think tightness is good. I'm getting somewhere. And it's like, no, nothing's penetrating. And again, if we can't get anything to penetrate, we can't change the skin cell, and we want to change it. So I find that when they come in with impaired barriers like that, my main challenge is hydrating and getting the skin hydrated. But I find that I can still do elevated treatments that give them hydration, like green power. One would be scared to think that, her barrier's messed up, I'm not going to use green power, but it's how you use it. If you use the green power with Mystique Illuminating Cleanser, keep it wet. Because if you read the definition, it's called Body Yaga. It's a sponge. Sponges, if you think about it, when they stay wet, they expand. So I like to keep it wet when I'm massaging it through the skin. Sometimes I even put gauze on afterwards, and I explain to the client, I'm going to keep it wet for 3 minutes. Because again, I want to try to get as much product penetration as possible. And then once I remove that, then I go in with, our nice serums, some Hydra Infusion, Pure Hyaluronic. Then I put on some Pure Bright. Everyone gets Pure Bright in here because of the ingredients in Pure Bright. But again, so we corrected hydration, the barrier. We're automatically giving brightness to the skin. We're going to repair. And, it's like we do so many things with one treatment. It's amazing.
No, you're right.
That's all I can say.
Every step means something, and you explained it beautifully. I just love the way you said about the Body Yaga. That's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and that's literally how I explain it to my clients. Like, it may sound like ABC, but I'm like, hey, this is a sponge. It's not going to feel comfortable. And again, the green power, the way I do, it's not comfortable. Let's call it what it is. We call it here in the treatment room, we call it prickles. It's going to feel like prickles. So everyone's like, I don't like those prickles, but it does what it needs to be done. So do it to me. So
Metaxia has a new name for them too. We're going to be using it in a lot of our training and stuff. Bioneedles, biomicroneedling.
It's great. Ooh. It's the best. It makes sense.
And I'm going to use your sponge analogy because all of a sudden I like what you said, that swelling. And when it's wet, it's alive. And when I say alive, it's doing
not
something.
alive. Okay.
Not alive.
I want to make sure it's not alive.
When it dries, it stops. When it dries, it stops. And what she said, there was a very good tip. keeping a damp gauze on top of the skin keeps it moist, and then not alive, but more active. So that's what's really important. That's a really good tip. But the fact that you're talking to them where it makes sense, because each modality has a benefit. And the benefit with the Bhagyaga is the ability to go in and open up a pathway. And that pathway will allow things to get penetrated into the skin, which is really, really cool, which is unique. And you explained it beautifully, because people don't understand it. And they feel that, once they get educated properly, they'll ride with you. They'll give you that opportunity to go in into the epidermis. So it's beautiful. Beautiful.
You're doing something that we talk about a lot in Purely Clinical, and anytime we get out there, talk to your clients during the treatment. This is not a massage. This is a time that you're doing correction. This is a time where they're understanding why you're putting these products on. So when you're done with the treatment, they're seeing the change, and they have to continue the treatment at home. So, the cell memory doesn't go back to where it was before. So it's so important the way you're discussing it with them. I love the way you're explaining it, and it makes sense because people are now on the same journey as you as you're correcting their skin, and they understand. And that's hard, because to get the client to understand exactly what you're doing, you're able to give them the story in a way where they are excited to work with you.
And it just gives me more trust with them, because it's a relationship. I've had some clients for 5 years. And then, so I have whole group chats, like, the whole family chat. I have an auntie, a cousin, those 3 cousins, so I build relationships, because I work where I'm from. I'm born and raised in Fort Lauderdale. I went to Fort Lauderdale High School.
They know you.
So people know me. I have kids in the community. So I have integrity behind what I do in here. And so even with working with Lira, I'm proud, to refer and tell my clients about the brand. Like, go look them up. You can fact check everything that I'm telling you. You can see it online, that type of thing. So I'm very passionate about it, and just helping people. That's it. I just want to help more people.
Has anybody ever been hesitant when you went to use product like, oh, this isn't a product I'm normally used to? I did not initially think of it as a global skincare line, or were people hesitant at first?
It's 2 ways, right? So a lot of my clients, because they come in with an insecurity, I can't post too much. I have to respect their rights. But just because I don't post doesn't mean the people around them don't see them. And so the people around them who see them knows, like, well, you didn't look like that 90 days ago. Who are you going to? So I do get a lot of trust firsthand, but I rely that trust based on me educating everyone from the time they come in. Because life happens. You may not be able to come see me, but I want you to still be able to take care of your skin, even without me being like a present factor in your life type thing. So then even if you do come back, then, you weren't where you started. So I really don't get hesitation too much. But that's also because I offer the education from jump.
You live in the community. You believe in what you're saying. So you live it. And everyone that I've known has a passion to go into aesthetics because something that they've experienced that they want to fix, and they want to share that they fixed it. So what I see in your skin is you have a youthful glow. You understand that skin is something that requires that bright skincare and the right cleansing and the right SPF. And the progressive side of it, what's really important is that there's not one treatment for everything, and there's not one treatment that's going to give you the correction. It's a cycle. It's really a commitment, and what they're finding is that you're committed to them long term. So that's important. And you talk to them, and you talk to them in a way that they don't have to come in. You're already giving them information before they even come in. You've opened up your communication, because it's not about the dollar. It's about the commitment you have to skincare and this industry and who you are. And I think that's what it is. You can't buy that. You can't buy that personality. That's your gift. And that's what we noticed right away. Your gift of, I want to share. This is what I've done. It was no money. There was no money exchange, nothing like that, but it's you. And if you keep doing what you're doing, I think you're going to be a huge influence in this industry because of who you are.
I was just going to say, after Metaxia said that, what's very important, I hope your message carries all over the world. What we need to share with people with higher Fitzpatricks, the correction is there. You can use the peels. You can use products that actually are going to change the skin, as long as you go to somebody who understands how to do it correctly. We can do it. We get the best results, just like we get them with every Fitzpatrick type. But you can do peels when you know how to do it right.
Yeah. I stay in Florida and I peel all year round.
Yeah.
Wow. In Florida, all year round. That's
all
fantastic.
year round. I know who to peel, and I tell them, now you know you can't get this peel, but I know, but we peel all year round here. Again, back to the education. If we educate properly, we tell them, hey, you're going on vacation in 2 weeks, so we won't do this, but we'll do this instead. So I do that too. My service menu is not by treatment, because I feel like sometimes that relies on the client to be the esthetician. So I put it more so by a time frame. If I haven't seen you in such amount of time, then I know I'm going to need more time with you so we could do more healing, more modalities. So with that, you know, I always say, hey, we'll do this instead because you're going on vacation or you're going to Orlando, going to the theme park. We won't do this, but you'll still shed and turn over skin because we're going to do this instead. So everybody knows some of everything.
How about SPFs?
How about SPF? Ooh, I'm Queen SPF. I don't get this glow from nothing. The misconception for all Fitz 4s, 5, 6, we don't need SPF. The melanin is protecting us. Now, Metaxia did teach me something when I went to Atlanta Lira Clinical, that melanin was an antioxidant. I never thought of it that way because it is protecting us, right? But we don't want too much of it. And again, I'm a Florida girl. I prefer to be hot than cold. So I did grow up not thinking that I needed sunscreen. But then, you know, as you get older, even though the melanated skin is more resilient to producing excess melanin without inflammation, however, it still breaks down your good collagen and elastin. So fine lines, wrinkles, or someone, you can see someone who has nice skin apparently on the base layer, but it's dull. Right? They're not using anything to protect them. So everybody knows I'm Queen 2-finger rule. You need to use at least 2 fingers worth of sunscreen. They don't have to be puddles, but you're melanated. You have to protect all that melanin.
I love that.
That's a new one. Melanated. I like that.
Melanated.
I like that.
Love that.
I tell them that all the time. People are always like, how come your skin is so glowing? I don't go to my mailbox without sunscreen. It's just that deep. If I'm here in the treatment room and I go get lunch, if it's a certain time frame, I check the UV index. I do check the UV index. I show my clients where it is on the iPhone weather app, but they're not going to check it every day. I do tell them, but they're not going to check it every day. But I will reapply. They think I'm crazy. I'm going on vacation. I reapply sunscreen. I tell everyone how to reapply sunscreen.
Love it.
Thank you.
Come in,
You're saying exactly what you have to reapply when you're outside with anybody's sunscreen, not just anybody's sunscreen. That's the way sunscreens work. Yes,
correct. It says it on the bottle, right?
Yes.
I was going to ask, is there a certain sunscreen that you prefer, that you like, or one? I love the BB products also, like the BB, the different shades of BB.
The tints, but the glow, honestly, 4 higher 4s, 5 and 6, the Elio drop glows just blend a little bit better. I give all kinds of different options for the sunscreen. It's just not an option. And so they in turn know you won't get certain treatments if I know you're not a sunscreen avid user of sunscreen. If you don't buy sunscreen from me, hey, I check your purchase history. You won't have no sunscreen. You bought this 4 months ago. It should be done or on its way done. So, like, what's going on? We need sunscreen. It's not,
I love it.
You're
non-negotiable.
singing in our ears. You're singing in our ears. This is exactly what people need to hear. It is part of the correction. It is not. It's not an option. It's not something you can think about and you just want to peel. So many people go into clinics and they ask for the strongest peel, and they're not even using anti-inflammatories or antioxidants. And then they don't even use SPF to protect their skin after they've just done this. Oh, it's the number one thing they need before you do anything.
Sunscreen, correct.
Yes.
They always, if a new client comes in and they say, hey, if I have to leave with one thing, I tell them sunscreen. We can figure everything else out, but one thing is, because then it's like it's null and void, everything we do in here, if you don't wear the sunscreen. So.
And with higher Fitzpatricks, this is why we do make tinted SPFs, because zinc does leave that gray film. So by tinting the product, we're making sure that we don't have that gray film after you apply it. So that's one of the big reasons why we have 2 different tints, SPFs with tint because of the high amount of zinc in the products.
Yeah, and they have brightening ingredients as well, which is one of
Always.
the reasons why I always love Lira, because everything has a brightening ingredient in it for the most part. 98%, right?
98% of all the products.
You are on it. Oh my God.
Yeah, because they're
really
coming typically 4, 5s, and 6s. Everyone, their main problem is I have hyperpigmentation.
Yeah.
My skin tone is uneven, and I have a little texture. But the top two, it's always pigment. Always pigment. So that's another reason why I like Lira, because I can give you a healing product that's still going to give us some correction into pigment. It's nice to have a 6 or 7-piece routine, but we can get some things done with a 3-piece or 4-piece.
You said something that we do put in a lot of our training that's important. When they come in and they say, I'm coming in for anti-age, or I'm coming in for hyperpigmentation, or I'm coming in only for acne, those are conditions that are all together. They actually work all together. So if they're coming in for anti-age, you're going to probably find hyperpigmentation, and you're going to find dehydration. Yeah. So you're addressing all of them at one time, but the client only sees one condition, but you're able to correct all three.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it's because of the brand. I love it.
Thank you.
We love you. We love you.
Yes, we do.
We love you because you definitely have learned and are sharing your information out there. And that's what Lira tries to do, is use a platform to share experiences, real life experiences. And when you're sharing this information, and we put whatever before and afters, we actually put the skincare professional's name on that, so you become more recognized in the industry. So your before and after pictures are part of our collection and our gallery, and who you are and what you've done and the treatment you've done is part of the before and after. It's not just a picture, it's more of that concept and that true plan that you put in place to actually work. So we want you as much as we want the pictures of what you've done, and that's important. Yeah. So you represent Lira at its best. At its best.
Thank you.
And allowing people to have more confidence when they go out now because their skin looks better, that is huge. Yeah. So thank you for everything you do.
The key thing here is we're learning with Lira on a daily basis, and there's so much happening for next year. It's constant. Working with many different labs and many different chemists, there's always something new, delivery system, a new ingredient. So it keeps us going, and it keeps you guys informed because it's evolving. Every day there's something new in the skincare industry, and keeping current is also important because you need to be as current as possible for your patients and clients to know that you're constantly learning and not stagnant in your treatments, not stagnant in your knowledge, and that you're learning. And again, you went to the Purely Clinical, you go to the shows, you got to keep, as an esthetician, you got to keep learning. It doesn't stop. Have to.
Right. If not, social media is going to force you to anyway, because the client's always coming in with something from TikTok. I saw this, and you're like,
your results make us look good.
I was going to say, is there anything that you've noticed on social media that people have come in and showed you, like, hey, is this true? And then you're like, no, that is completely not true. You need to do it this way.
2 things. The sunscreen, and honestly, people think because I'm oily, I don't need to hydrate. That gets circulated a lot on the interwebs for skin. Again, thinking they should dry things out. And, I just have to reverse the education and telling them that, hydrated, again, skin heals better. So just because you're oily doesn't mean that you don't hydrate. You just use a certain hydrator. Yeah. And then if you are oily, you use your thicker things maybe at night because the skin eats that up at night anyway. So
right.
Exactly right. When you're oily and you keep stripping, it produces more oils. Yeah. So what they're doing is the opposite, exactly what you're saying. So getting that information to them is so, so important. And you're able to do that. Obviously, with those results, you're doing it.
Have you ever seen any mistakes from professionals that maybe that you've worked with, or, other people who maybe had worked with global skin types?
A lot of times I find that sometimes people think that they can go because someone doesn't present a certain way, like in terms of looks, that they're not a higher fits. And I find, honestly, we all have more commonalities in the skin than we don't. Mm-hmm. And I think everyone, honestly, should be treated as sensitive until you know for sure. And so I think sometimes that's one of the main commonalities is we forget that it goes deeper than presentation. Just have a little bit of history. So I mean, even with you young ladies and your mom, And
Yes.
even Francine, I believe you can pigment as well because of
I'm
your
melasma
background.
queen. Melasma queen over here. Yes. Because
Yeah,
of my
so
children. Yes.
and the
Melasma.
misconception would be that you wouldn't have or that you don't even we all produce melanin.
That's
Everyone
right.
does. It's just some have more than others. Misconception is treating the skin a different way just by presentation, whereas you just ask a little bit more questions. Who's your great 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 grandma or something? You're like, ooh, okay, Puerto Rican, maybe I should tread a little lightly and then go from there.
Start conservative.
Right.
Start
Yeah.
conservative and then work your way up. Every
Right.
every step you're going to get a result. In every
Correct.
step of the process there will be a result.
And key thing is that visually, you don't know what the skin and how the skin's going to react. So by getting a good history, like she said, which is crucial, understanding that great-great-grandparents do matter with our gene pools, but being really cautious because we look at people and we think, oh my God, they're lighter skin or darker skin, but that doesn't matter because the ethnicity does matter when you really go deeper into the epidermis and see the response. And always being cautious, you're so right, moving slower in the beginning and kind of getting acquainted to the skin because sometimes people don't even know some of the things that you find during your process and during your treatments. Your skin will talk to you. The skin will kind of give you signs and then you'll get more reassurance. Maybe they're sensitive on a certain modality. Maybe they're more tolerable to go a little bit deeper. But your touch and feel would also give you a history of how the skin responds. And you're right. Don't assume because you have a visual skin tone that's going to tell you how to proceed. It's not. It's not the way to go. It's really the touch and feel and the experience that you get from the skin.
Now, Gerline, before we go, let me ask you, how do you define beauty across all skin tones?
Beauty is confident. She's resilient because your scars or even your acne, your wrinkles, that doesn't define your beauty, right? It's all from within. But I find that being in this position that I am in, I get to help all kinds of people find their own beauty because it's different for everyone, but it's not a look, it's a feel to me. And that's what beauty is.
I just got goosebumps. I just got
I know.
goosebumps. You are so right and so smart. So I just got goosebumps because I feel like I do more. I feel empowered. And that's what these podcasts are here to give you the experience of you and other people that have given this industry so much more. I got chills. You did awesome.
But she said one more thing. Confidence. You are reassuring their confidence in themselves. And when they have that confidence, they stand up high, they smile. The whole presence is different. So you are a part of that. So that is the true beauty.
Thank you. Yes. It's really, really what I really strive to do it for because I want everybody to walk with your head high because there's so many other things going on. But if you can at least feel good, you can tackle some of those things a little bit better.
You do a great job at it. Where can people find you if they want to look up your social media, if they want to go to SYNRG? Where can people find you?
I am located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. My Instagram is SYNRG, SYN as in Nancy, RG _. And my website is www.synergystudio.com.
You do absolutely incredible work. We thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast. You have been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Gerline. A lot of great information.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you for being with us.
Yes, and I look forward to working with you ladies some more, and I appreciate this so much.
A big thank you again to Gerline for joining us today. She was absolutely fantastic. I absolutely loved her. A lot of great information out there.
I enjoyed her passion. It was great, and she shares that passion, and people feel it when they're going in for a treatment. So I really want to thank her for a great, great podcast.
Inspirational all the way. I got goosebumps when she talked. She is exactly what Lira strives to achieve, someone who has that energy and that passion for this industry, and we're very fortunate to have this type of representation with Lira.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us today. So make sure you subscribe to A SkinDepth Convo on any of your favorite podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You could also watch the show on Spotify and on Lira Clinical's YouTube page at Lira Clinical. Also, follow A SkinDepth Convo on all our social media channels. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you name it. We're all over the place. Just go to at SkinDepth Convo. And if you have any questions for Francine and Metaxia, you could send them an email at info@skindepthconvo.com. That's info@skindepthconvo.com. Big thank you again for joining us today. And for all of us at A SkinDepth Convo, I'm Anna Kagarakis, and we'll talk soon.
This podcast is brought to you by Lira Clinical and the award-winning Mystique Illuminating Beauty Oil. Mystique Beauty Oil's amazing skin-friendly hydration delivers potent antioxidants and anti-inflammatories with Lira Clinical's exclusive Mass Tech brightening technology. This luxury oil blend is infused with vitamin C for a clean, dry finish on the skin. Use by itself or add to your favorite hydrator. Beauty oil delivers your glow and go look. Contact your local Lira retailer for additional information at liraclinical.com.